Donhead Football Club could be crowned champions this Saturday, and they'd love you to come and watch. They've already secured promotion from Dorset Division 5, but 1 point from their final 2 league games would be enough to seal the title as well.
We just need 1 point to win the championship. We're already promoted, but obviously we want to go up as champions if we can.
Manager Shane Randall has been in the job just since the summer.
Managing Shillingston for 4 years before that, which was really good. Really enjoyed it. And obviously I'm local from Shaftesbury, so they asked me if I'd like to take over the season before, but I decided to stay at Shill.
But he's overseen a remarkable season with just 1 defeat so far, a place in the Dorset Minor Cup final, and a team that seems to have found real momentum. He told us what's made the real difference.
Well, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, when I started in June time and started all the training and everything else, it was Danny, obviously the chairman, who's brilliant behind the scenes, and he's always there on match day helping us, which is absolutely brilliant. But the best decision I made was I actually got a manager to get hold of a coach to help. Because when you try, I was at Shillingston for 4 years doing it all myself, doing all the training and all the match day on my own and everything. It was such hard work. So I managed to speak to a local lad in Shaftesbury, Kevin Lane, who I knew was a good coach. He managed to persuade him if he'd like to come and give us a hand. And since the beginning of the season, he's been there, and that's what now it's the 3 of us. He does all the coaching, and Danny does all the background stuff, and really, really keen to try and get Donhead as high as we can. And the 3 of us together seem to have clicked at the moment. So we're hoping. Well, I just don't see any reason why not. We can't stay as a 3 for a long time in the future, hopefully.
So is this the highest the club's ever gone?
No, a couple of seasons ago they got the division. They won Division 4, which is the league higher. But a few little things happened in the background, and basically they had to start again in Division 6 last season, and they managed to go up from Division 6 to Division 5 this season. And we started in Division 5. That's our aim, was just to see how far we could get. But we started off quite well, and luckily, I noticed how good some of the players were, but I also knew that we needed, if we wanted to really, really get on, we needed to find a few more players that could really help us. And the good thing is we got a really good bunch of lads who had a few friends they knew were good football players, and some players who hadn't played for a couple of years but realised, what Donhead could be in the future. So they decided to give it a go, and since then we can't stop winning. For the first game of the season, we lost 4-1 to the Bedminster, who's been our nemesis all season. But we've had another six or seven players since then that have come on and joined us, and we've got an excellent group of players who want to train every week, turn up every week, and always can rely on turning up on a Saturday, and that's what's helped us. Good coaching by Kevin, brilliant reliability from the players, and that's where it's got us so far.
So you basically created a culture. People want the club to do well, and they're turning up and they're really motivated towards its success.
Well, that's the thing. We've got we're not just a football team that get together on a Saturday and then we disappear. We have a few drinks afterwards. We have a good social events. We go, Christmas time. We went out on a real Christmas do in Salisbury. So that's what the main thing is. We don't just want players who turn up and disappear. We want a group of players that are really good mates, play a game of football and enjoy a drink afterwards. It's village football after all. You're not on contract. You're not getting paid. So you want them to really enjoy a game of football after a week's work. And that's what they do. So we never have a problem with getting players to try and play on a Saturday. We've got a good group of about 20 players that we can always rely on to turn up and play. So that's the secret, really, getting a good bunch of lads who really want to play. Plus, me, Kev and Danny can see a good player. We know who the good players are. And then we just keep going from there. And every now and again, we get a new player that wants to come along. He sees what we're doing at Donhead and where we can go. And they ask us, we fancy coming in. I tell them, we're not just going to take any player. We want a player that's going to mix and be part of the group. And so far, that's what's happened.
So you play in the Dorset League, even though you're in Wiltshire. Is that a strange anomaly because you're so close to the border?
Yes, very strange. You're right on the tip of the outskirts of Wiltshire, sort of Dorset border. So we had to go into the Wiltshire Cup, which we did at the beginning of the season. But we're in so of course a lot of our games are a long way. Like we went to a place called Netherbury on Saturday near Bridport, so we do a lot of travelling that way. Bournemouth, Paul, and all around that. Portland, so there's a lot of travelling. Maybe Dorset Division 5, but we do a lot of travelling all around Weymouth, so there's a lot of distance. So there's a lot of dedication for the players, who want to play. There's good Saturdays start from about 12 o'clock. You're not getting home to 6 or 7 at night sometimes. So, even though it's only Dorset Division 5, we go a long way to play. They actually have to pay to play. They pay fees to play on a Saturday. They pay fees to train on a Wednesday, because obviously we train at Shaftesbury Football Club, so we have to hire the pitch on a Wednesday night. So obviously that's got to be paid. We're only a little village football club, so the players have got to put money into it. We've got obviously kit to wash and stuff like that. So opposed to getting paid to play, they have to pay to play, and they all do it. They never moan about it. They know that what we are, just a village team. Play $5 a game, then they're happy to pay it.
You're going to be promoted, so who will you be playing next season?
Shillington are going for promotion themselves, and I do hope that they actually get there. But if they don't, they'd be like Shillington, who I was at last year, which should be good. There's teams all over Bridport. There's a few teams in Bournemouth. So we've got Tisbury, maybe, if they don't get promoted, but they're going for promotion as well. There's Meartown Reserves. So we've got a few teams around our area that we will be playing again next season. So, I do know a lot of the teams, because obviously when I was at Shillingston, I knew the teams that we play against. We just keep growing. I think we're good enough, to be honest, to get, to progress through Division 4, but we've got to prove that every Saturday. There's no good saying it. We've got to prove it. But our biggest thing, what we want to do, is we are hoping to get a reserve side for next season, so then we can really push Donhead Football Club forward. We've got about 37 players signed on, so we can get 4 or 5 more players. We can have a reserve side, so we can really push our first team, so we can get youngsters coming in and trying to get through to the second team into the first team. So onwards and upwards, what we really want to do.
And I guess in the meantime, you're going to be promoted, but you want to win that cup.
We've got 2 games to go, 1 point to gain. So, I know it's a big game. We've got to get excited about it, but we've got a job to do first, you know what I mean? But since Christmas, we've had big games, because we've been in our nemesis, Bedminster, we've been neck and neck with all season. We've had to keep winning, and luckily we haven't lost a game since, we haven't lost a game since September, but since Christmas, every game's been a big game, and we've managed to come through it and come through it and come through it. And then we were neck and neck with Bedminster a couple of weeks ago, but we managed to beat them in a big title clash at their place. We beat them 3-2, which give us a 5-point lead. They've got 2 games left. We've got 2 games. So in order to totally secure the championship, we've got to get 1 point in the next 2 games. So that's the first job we got to do before we think about celebrating the cup, obviously, to win the championship.
I bet they hate you. And Bedminster.
They beat us 4-1 first game of the season, and I think when we played them the other week, they were expecting maybe some of the same sort of thing again, but we're a lot better than that now. We're very well drilled. Kevin Lane, the coach, has organised them and drilled them superbly. So it was a bit of a different game they had. I think they put a few of their first team players in as well to try and beat us, but they come unstuck there as well. So, we just got to get 1 more point this weekend, which we're more than capable of doing. If we can play like we have been playing all season, we can do it. But obviously, we've got to put the right performance in on the Saturday before we can start celebrating and having a few drinks after the game.
I guess you're good for the bar take, aren't you?
Well, we're hoping the bar's open from 12 o'clock, so hopefully we can get as many people as we can turning up to support us. The bar's going to be open from 12 o'clock to hopefully around 7 o'clock. So obviously we want to keep people refreshed while they're watching us. And also there's a rumour going around that we might have a barbecue there, so they'll be able to have a burger and a pint and watch a game of football, which can't be bad, really.
And when you win that cup, do you have to go like round Ludwell and Charlton on a double-decker bus, standing on top, holding the cup up, that kind of thing?
We're planning on a tractor and trailer. I think that might be better for our lads. A big barrel of cider and a tractor and trailer around Ludwell, Charlton and stuff like that. May even go through the high street, you never know. A couple of our lads are tractor drivers, so they might be able to do it.
Do you know what? I sense you're going to do it. I hope you do.
Lovely. I think we can. We just got, obviously, all our lads will get training on Wednesday, and we'll make sure that and everyone else will say the right things to him, and we'll be well prepared. He's got us well prepared every Wednesday since the beginning of the season, so it shouldn't change now.
And will it make a real difference if lots of people come out and support you, people you perhaps don't even know?
It'll make a hell of a difference, really, because obviously when games get tight, and Puddletown are no pushover, they're good, strong physical sides. The more people we got there shouting and screaming and supporting us, the better it'll be for us. Every single player wants to play when there's a few people watching. On Saturday we had a few people watching the the semi-final at Neverbury, and it always gives the extra edge when you've got people shouting for you and shouting against you. So the more people that are there, the merrier. I'm sure the 12th man will be the supporters if we can get enough people there.
And Shane hopes plenty of people will turn out and back the side this Saturday afternoon at Charlton because, as he puts it, that support can make all the difference. Kick-off against Puddletown at 1:45.